What's going on, guys? GZTV here, back with another video, and in today's video we are talking about this week in the NFL. I told you guys I'd get it to you guys some point this week, and I decided to just do it today because my friend went to get his COVID test. Roommate Ian here, if you guys know him, he reacted to a lot of music with me last year, and we're going to keep doing it every Thursday night, so tune in this Thursday. But, so yeah. That's him. He went to get his COVID test, and after this video, I actually go to the gym, and sometime today I'm going to give you guys the Guardians of the Galaxy gameplay for the week. And yeah, today we're here to talk about Super Wildcard, kind of a underwhelming round of the playoffs, but we're here to talk about it. We'll talk about it. We would talk about it either way. We got 60 games to talk about. I'll probably cover each game for about a minute. Kind of talk about the big highlights. I mean, there's really only 2 games, so I might just breeze past some of the other games, but let's start off with Saturday. We're talking Raiders and Bangles. This is one of the 2 good games of the week. Bengals hold on, finally winning the playoffs, and they get a 7-point win over the Raiders. A lot of playoff drafts for certain players and teams were broken, ended. You know, we'll talk about Matt Stafford and Odell getting their first ones later. But as of now, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase continue to prove. And by the way, I went 6 for 6 in my picks. I just wanted to give that update. Burrow had 244 for 2 touchdowns. Derek Carr 310 for a touchdown and a pick. Joe Mixon running wise, not very good, 48 yards. Josh Jacobs was a big running back, 83 yards for him. And Darren Waller had 76 yards receiving in his return to play. And Jamar Chase 116. I mean, you can't really expect Jamar Chase to disappoint, and I got them beating the Titans and going to the conference championship, so we'll see how they fare with Derrick Henry coming back. I don't know. I'm kind of confident, but at the same time, the Titans are the best team in the AFC for a reason, and that might be disproven later in the playoffs. You just never know. Patriots-Bills, this is the most disappointing matchup because this is like a 4 and 5 seed, I believe, facing off, and everyone expected it to be close. And Allen-led Bills throttled their division rivals. Patriots beat them by 30. Getting 30 bowled by a division rival in a playoff game is not good. And I think we actually saw 2 divisional rivals face off, and both of them were very disappointing. Very flawless game for the Bills. Josh Allen 308 for 5 touchdowns. Mac Jones in his playoff debut, not bad, 232, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Damian Harris rushing wise had 30 yards, and Devin Singletary continuing to have good weeks, 81 yards for 2 touchdowns. Dawson Knox 89 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a great, supposedly thrown away pass by Josh Allen, caught toe tapped in the end zone. And Kendrick Bourne, the former 49er, 77 yards and 2 touchdowns, so pretty good from him. He actually came big in the Niners' runs over the last few years, and he continues to do that for the Patriots. Obviously, they lost, but yeah, that is that game. Moving on to Eagles-Buccaneers. Not a terrible game, actually. I mean, Brady throws for 2 touchdowns. The Super Bowl champions dominate the Eagles, beating by 16. It was a 2-score game. I think the Eagles kept it pretty close, and again, Jalen Hurts is a rookie quarterback. We had 2 rookie quarterbacks in the playoffs, I believe, maybe more. No, 2. He went 258, touchdown, 2 picks. I mean, not very good, but it's better than usual, I would say. Tom Brady, 271, 2 touchdowns. Pretty much a perfect game for him. That Vaughn guy for the Buccaneers kind of steps up and gets 53 for a touchdown, while Jalen Hurts rushes 39 yards, so he ended up with pretty much 300 total yards on the game. Dallas Goddard, one of the best tight ends in the league, probably top 10 for sure, 92 yards receiving. And Mike Evans, 117 for a touchdown without Chris Godwin, without Antonio Brown. You know, he's going to have to step up in the playoffs for this Buccaneers run. Yeah. And I have the Bills losing to the Chiefs next round, by the way, and I actually have the Buccaneers losing to the Rams. So that's going to be interesting to see if that pick goes through. The nail-biter of a game up next, Niners-Cowboys. 49ers hang on over Cowboys in a 6-point win in a chaotic wildcard finish. This is one of the most dramatic wildcard games I've ever seen. You have to give the ref the ball to put it down. The QB sneak with 14 seconds is very controversial. A lot to talk about. I have an uncle, Niners fan. He was on edge. I mean, that was a great game. Garoppolo 172 with a pick. Prescott 254 with a touchdown and a pick. They blame it on the refs, and here we go. Dak Prescott making excuses. That's all I'm going to say. Ezekiel Elliott had 31 yards, and Elijah Mitchell in his playoff debut, 96 yards and a touchdown. I think Brandon Ayuk is making his playoff debut as well, and he had 66 yards receiving, and Dalton Schultz, another good tight end in the NFL, had 89 yards receiving. So congratulations to the Niners. I have them losing to my Packers next week, but we will have to see how that goes. let's move on to Steelers-Chiefs, another horrible game. I mean, pretty bad here. Mahomes leads the Chiefs to a 21-point wildcard romp over the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger's last career game. Congratulations to him for having an illustrious career. I mean, he had a great career, very underrated, very underappreciated. And in his final game, he had 215 for 2 touchdowns. So I wouldn't say that's a bad note to go off of. Mahomes, of course, had a great game, 404, 5 touchdowns and an interception. And the Steelers' defense could be comparable to the Patriots' defense this game, really. Najee Harris in his playoff debut, 29 yards. I mean, that's not a lot. But Jerick McKinnon for Kansas City stepping up and getting 61 for them. And those were big yards. Travis Kelce continuing to prove why he is one of, if not the best tight ends in the league with 108 and a touchdown. And the leading receiver for Pittsburgh was actually James Washington, 37 yards and a touchdown. Congratulations to the Steelers for making the playoffs, but we all knew that the Chiefs were going to win this one, and I got them going to the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Let's move on to the final game of the night, which me and my boys watched together. We had the Cardinals and the Rams. Stafford propels the Rams past the Cardinals in a 23-point win in a playoff route. Great, great game. Odell Beckham stepping up for sure. And there's this whole thing, Odell wasn't the problem. I mean, yes, he wasn't, but people need to kind of be quiet about it. It's really annoying. Kyler Murray, 137, 2 interceptions, one of the worst games of his season, 2 of 2 for 2 touchdowns for Stafford. Really not a crazy game. Sony Michel, the former Patriot, 58 yards rushing, and Chase Edmonds, 28 yards rushing. You know, he was injured for part of the year, so maybe he's a little rusty. J.J. Watt came back for possibly one of his final playoff runs, because he's going to be out of the NFL sooner or later. Christian Kirk, 51 yards receiving, and Cooper Kupp ended up playing better than Odell Beckham, 61 yards and a touchdown, but that was kind of expected. Odell played way better than people thought he would, especially in an opportunity to get his first playoff win, and congratulations to Stafford for also ending up doing so. And, I mean, I have the Rams going to the NFC Championship. I have the Rams, Packers, Bangles, Chiefs in my NFC Championship. That is pretty much the video. I have to get ready to go to the gym, get a pump in, come back, maybe finish a tiny bit of my computing homework, and then I'll be at you guys with the Guardians of the Galaxy. We're getting Wingstop tonight. I don't really think there's a lot of sports on, but we'll just watch whatever sports we can find. I think NCAA's on. There's like a doubleheader on NBA TV. No football until Saturday. My Packers are playing Saturday, which is good because I won't have to drive home during their game. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, has been GZTV, bringing you the NFL and the NBA content every week of their season. And we only have, 3 more editions of this, because I'll go over the Super Bowl a little bit with you guys. Yeah, not a lot of NFL content left. We'll try to find a substitute for that. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but